manager at Altitude Trampoline Park, located in Marietta, 4880 Lower Roswell Road, wrongfully calls the police on us for standing up for Connor when two little white boys was bullying him, harassed him, and ripped his favorite toy in the fucking world. The boys were also 14 years old. Connor is 7 years old. They swung him around, and after they ripped his toy, Connor tells me that they were laughing at him. Not only did the lady disregard the harassment and bullying that was taking place in the establishment, but she also called 4 squad cars for an incident that only needed to concern us and the parents of said child that was bullying Connor. Connor was brought out to me and his mother in tears as if he had just been beaten up and with his toys in his hands by one of the employees that worked there at the Altitude Trampoline Park. As we obviously walked inside to see what was going on with the situation, the profiling and stares that we were getting all up and down that establishment was obvious that people saw us and thought something else. The manager told us that the parents would be called because the parents dropped them off, and we were waiting for the parents to resolve and handle this issue. Mind you, the attitude of the manager as if we did something wrong their entire time while we were handling the situation is the reason why things went left. After sitting outside for a very long time, waiting to speak to the parents, they come to tell me that the parents are actually not coming and that the kids actually rode their bikes and scooters up to the establishment. So they were not dropped off by guardians. I'm not sure why she told us that. We asked numerous times, left our number, and told them to have the parents call us immediately. This is a very serious situation, and we would like to handle this now. After being given the runaround again, I take it upon myself to grab one of those children's bikes and keep it by my car until one of the parents show up to come and retrieve their bike. Nobody's going home until the parents get here to handle this situation and talk and have a conversation. The manager immediately runs outside, does not say nothing to me. She already was disregarding everything that was going on. I explained to her that I'm holding this bike until the parents get here. She calls the police as if a real crime was coming, gives them my description, says a young black man with tattoos on his face is stealing a bike from a kid establishment and nothing else. From that description alone, 4 squad cars pull up to the establishment. 4. We ask her continuously, instead of calling the police, just call the parents so we can speak to the parents because you are not connecting us with the parents. You're giving us the runaround. She tells us no, she's not calling the parents because you're just a thief. Excuse me? What the fuck are we stealing a child's bike for? As if we have no reasons behind our actions at all. She gives them no backstory at all what's going on. She just tells them that she's afraid for her life. Afraid for her life, and that I was just stealing. From the beginning, when we walked in there, she profiled us and began to create an intense situation by disregarding the harassment and bullying that was going on and did not produce any results that we were asking for, which is just as simply to speak to the parents. It took all of this for them to call the parents, have the parents show up. The parents reimbursed us for the doll, apologized sincerely. We gave the bike back, and it was no problem at all. But the manager herself decides to charge me and B with criminal trespassing and decides that Connor is no longer allowed to be there for an entire year. But at no point did the police need to be called for a situation that simply involved the parents. And not only that, as B is getting arrested, this disgusting, vile woman also flicks us off while she's on the phone secretly trying to throw a jab after telling the police she was afraid for her life and that we were just thieves coming to rob the establishment. The only time B ever got loud with her is when the woman was being completely disrespectful, calling the police and not explaining to us what the police was needed for when we were asking just to speak to the parents.
Now I'm gonna talk to you since you don't want me to talk to you. Where was the extra concern when the 2 little white boys ripped my son's bear? You don't gotta call the police. I'm not gonna do nothing to you. I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid. I know theft. Theft is running off with the bike and pulling off with the bike. We didn't steal a bike. We're holding the bike until his parents get here or his parents are called or we receive a phone call from his parents. You can breathe all you want to. Breathe. I need you to breathe. Yes, breathe. Breathe and listen to me talk because you didn't show the same concern. Yes, and walk away because you can't handle it. Go ahead.
So Mama Bear Mode got active because this woman was being completely disrespectful. The woman consistently walked up on B, telling her to get out of her face, obviously trying to create an issue, and also tries to insinuate that we would not be taking this situation any more serious if the kids were black.
So don't sit here and act like I'm black. What do you? Yes, I would care. What type of fucking question is that? Are you slow?
Because you know, those little white boys. Those little white boys.
what? Oh, them boys were 14 years old. He was 7 years old. They were swinging him around and ripped his toy. We not having that shit. The only thing B is guilty of is standing up for her fucking child as well as me, because we don't play when it comes down to Connor. But then once we took action, we were profiled and seen as a problem and seen as thieves. And now all of a sudden everybody's afraid for their life at a fucking kids establishment that we go to all the fucking time. Absolutely not. This woman is despicable. Because not only was B being handcuffed and placed in a police car while Connor was obviously upset and crying, she also takes it upon herself to flick us off while the whole thing was happening, as if she conspiring to do this the entire time, just like a fucking Karen would. We are not letting this shit slide. Get that fucking manager, contact HR of Altitude Trampoline Park, and make sure that this situation is handled and taken as serious as it should have been taken from the jump.